up, you sexy bitches? School is out, summer's in, and we're just chilling today. My oldest boy's watching Fu Panda, and my little guy's taking a nap. It's funny, a lot of people say that my husband is like Jack Black, and he is. He has the same sort of like crazy energy about him when he's being goofy, and same sort of sense of humor in that. I haven't seen Jack Black do anything in a while. I wonder what he's up to. By the way, I know it's not a very attractive look when I'm standing against the counter. I can't help but lean into it, and then my gunt hangs over there. What you gonna do? Earlier I showed my boy Crocodile Dundee, and it's actually funny watching it now. There's so many like little, I don't know what to call it, like, I guess a little bit degrading snickers and remarks that they say to the woman, the main character in the movie, especially like when she's back in New York City. And it's just so crazy that like back when that movie was made, like in the early 90s or whatever, that shit was just so commonplace. We were used to it. We were used to fucking kind of being talked down to in that way. And now when to see it again, it's kind of weird. It's shocking. It definitely stands out when you watch the movie. But I mean, that doesn't take away from it for me at all. I still like it. I still enjoy it. It's a good movie. And I mean, whether guys say it or not, they're thinking it. So isn't it better just to kind of have those thoughts out in the open? Sometimes. Maybe not always. So many good comedy festivals coming up. I wish I could go to them. There's the Just for Laughs festival coming up in Toronto. Theo Von's gonna be there. Joe Rogan. Pretty sure I saw Ari Shaffir's name on the bill. A couple other really big guys that I would love to see. Man, maybe next year. I'm gonna have to start putting a budget away just for comedy shows. The Legion of Skanks comedy festival, Skankfest, is coming up. That's in Brooklyn, New York, I believe. Now, I've been to Manhattan, but I've never been to Brooklyn. But yeah, that would be an awesome trip. Definitely would go to New York for that one. Again, maybe next year. Put that on the wish list for old Saint Nick. Just remind me, my friend Joanna, she used to love when I would do my old lady voice. And it would just kind of come out naturally. And I'd be like, now you text me when you get home now, young lady. She'd be like, okay, Ma. I don't know why, I just tend to do a lot of weird voices. It's entertaining for me. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself, right? You just gotta have a sense of humor with life. Life throws some fucking crazy curveballs sometimes, doesn't it? But yeah, my friend Sherry and I, we used to, we started in high school and continued on till this day. When we see each other, we'll still do this shit. We pretend that we are Russian lovers, and I am Stavros. Hold on, I'm gonna do that better. I am Stavros, her Russian lover. It's ridiculous. And she's Philippe, my woman of my dreams. So again, doing accents is something fucking stupid that I love to do since I was a kid. So I found a kindred soul in high school, and me and Sherry do those stupid characters now. I'm Stavros, and she's my Philippe. And that's probably not at all the way Russians would speak, but it's the way we do in the land of Danville. That's terrible. And I'm not even lying, like, we honestly used to do that all the time, every day. We'd come up with the weirdest shit. We had English class together, and I think philosophy too. Actually, I remember in English class, I think it was, Mr. Big's class, he's one of my favorite teachers, we learned about how the Spartans used to, they'd throw their babies off cliffs if they were like born with any abnormalities or any issues, or it was that worse. Another one was if they left their baby in a field overnight, and if it survived, then it'd be strong enough to come home. Just those, I don't know if that was actually true or what, but anyway, the moral of the story is, Sherry and I learned somewhere in history there was a field full of babies somewhere. We thought that was pretty fucked up and worthwhile to make fun of. So we came up with this song, which our teacher, Mr. Biggs, heard us singing and looked at us like, and then walked away. The typical look I get from most people throughout my life. Anyway, here it goes. The baby's in the field. The baby's in the field. Oops, I tripped over one. The baby's in the field. And each time we'd sing it, we'd just repeat that. And we'd get more and more weirder with the voices that we did. To the point where we'd be like, the baby's in the field. And just shit like that. Because what I say before, you gotta laugh at yourself, right? And if you can find a friend to laugh with you in your fucking idiotic ways, all the better. So as I'm washing this big knife here, I'm reminded of when I used to do dishes with my sister growing up. She'd wash them, put them down, and I'd be drying, and this is what I would do. She'd be standing here washing the table at the sink. I'd walk behind her, slowly drying it, going, I don't know why you bother washing this. It's just gonna get dirty again anyway. And she would look at me like I was fucking crazy. And I'm like, you think I'm really gonna stab you? You're my sister. I love you. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's a sharp knife. I'm walking behind your back. I'm scaring the shit out of ya. And that's what's funny about it. And I think I just spit. Sorry if you saw that. So I used to kind of torture my sister mentally like that. Cause it's evil. I thought it was funny. But one time she got really pissed off at me doing dishes. And I don't even know what I said or to piss her off that bad. I wasn't doing the knife thing at that time. I just said something. We're talking. We're probably just being little bitches to each other. And we had this cast iron pan. And which I now realize you're not supposed to wash, but she was washing it. She washed, I was drying it, and I was putting it away. And I turned, and I'm walking away with it. I'm not even looking at her. She turns to kick me, and whack! But I'm holding the pan like this, looking this way, not even at her, and she kicks the pan. Totally missed me. Kicked a cast iron pan. Boom! That's called instant karma, Sarah. Yeah, imagine having a speech impediment as a kid and your sister's name, it has an R in it that you can't pronounce. So she was Sarah for a long time for me. So hey, I remember her name. Cheers to Mrs. Dickout, my speech therapist. She would pull me out of class. I think it started in grade 1. I think they realized I needed help in kindergarten. And then grade 1, grade 2, maybe grade 3. I got help from a lady named Mrs. Dickout. And I remember there was this one girl in school in my class. It had to be in grade 1, I'm thinking. I'm not going to say her last name, but her name was Emily. One day at recess, she came up to me, she was bossing me around, pushing me around, and she's like, why do you get to leave classroom? What are you doing? I'm like, I have to go meet up with somebody. And she's like, well, what is it for? And I didn't want to tell her it's for speech therapy, because she's fucking beat a bitch to me and picking on her. I'm not going to give her more ammo. I knew that young not to do that. So, I didn't quite lie. I said we play games, which we did, but they were games to help get you to speak the word clearly and learn the letters and how to pronounce it. So it wasn't just like Monopoly. So, but I didn't tell her those details. I'm just like, I get to leave and play games, because I was like, you gonna be a bitch to me, bitch? I'll be a bitch right back to you. And I remember she was bigger than me, and she was just bigger build, taller, and big boned. Anyway, yeah. She was pushing me around, and I remember pushing her back, and I stood up for myself with her. But her and I never saw eye to eye. I think maybe we both remember that day in the back of our minds. We just didn't like each other, which is stupid, right? Like, I don't fucking harbor any bad feelings for her now, but at the same time, I'm not gonna put myself out there for someone who was, you know, nasty to you in the past. If you meet up, and it's okay to be civil, right? And then maybe something can grow from there, but it just never did. Any other time I saw her. So that's really as much as I got bullied. Thankfully, I wasn't really bullied in school. I was kind of one of those kids that bounced around from clique to clique, and you know, I was friends with this group, but they didn't necessarily like that group, but I didn't care because I liked them for them. I thought they were interesting, and I really didn't like the people that would talk shit about someone, and because you didn't agree with them, they no longer like you. It's like, well, just because you're fucking pissed at that person doesn't mean I have to be. Especially if it doesn't even involve me, or if it's something, your little petty issue that you need to work through. Just keep me out of it, right? Less people, less drama. We watched Guardians of the Galaxy. No, it wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy. It's Infinity Wars. Yesterday, we put it on, and I talked about this before with my husband, but I just want to point out the fact. You watch it, and you realize at the end, Thanos is really just a conservationist. He's just handling the population issue of people. But I guess throughout the whole universe, in his case. So let's take a vote. Do we need a real-life Thanos on Earth? Someone to just kind of fucking half the population? I mean, yeah, that would suck. I'm not saying I want to see half people die. But at the same time, we are overpopulated, right? So man, if you don't want to have kids, don't. Please don't. There's too much people already. Don't want to have kids? Don't. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Because you know, some people are pressured by their families to have kids. Or their spouse or whatever when they're not ready and don't want to. Best thing to do is be honest. Tell them, I don't want kids. Don't want to push them out or pump them in, whatever device you're equipped with. Although, getting those babies pumped into you is a pretty fun time. It's after they grow and getting them out that's the bitch of it all. For years, our birth control method was pulling out. People be like, oh my god, you shouldn't just rely on that. Well, no, not just that. I was on the pill too. Until we decided to try and get pregnant. But yeah, fucking pill and pull it out. Good to go. So you pretty well really only need a condom if you're sleeping around with multiple partners. Or if, you know, the first couple times you're with somebody and then you realize, okay, you're gonna stick together. If you know you're both clean, you know, go get tested before you do it without, it's just to make you feel more comfortable. And it's good to have that peace of mind anyway. I've been tested for all STDs and shit, because once you realize you've been with a few people, it's like, who has that person been with? I really need to make sure I'm okay. Get that shit checked out. Even if you don't have symptoms, just go get checked anyway. Sometimes symptoms don't show up for a long time after. So go get checked for the STIDs and the HIBs. Oh, season 2 of Glow is on Netflix. Yes. If you call yourself a fucking feminist, get on that show and watch it. And yeah, it's good. Marc Maron, he's such a sleazebag. He plays it well. I enjoy him. I enjoy his performance of a dirtbag. For those who don't know, GLOW stands for the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, and it's a Netflix show based on the actual first ladies of wrestling who did GLOW back in the 80s. I think it takes place like 88 or something like that, 85, somewhere around there. Back when you were just a nut stain in your mama's drawers. Some people be like, what the fuck was that? It's an ICP lyric. Links below. Holy shit, it is hot to trot out here. So hot. But I ain't got the trots, thank God. Try to limit my intake of fast food so I don't get the trots. Every time you hear the word trot, I think of a horse trotting, like doing a little bit of a gallop, and shitting at the same time. Because it means both the same things, right? The shits, the trots. Oh, earlier I mentioned we watched Crocodile Dundee, and I was thinking about at the very end of the movie when they're in New York City and they're in the subway station waiting for the train. He's way back in the crowd, and then you see him walking over like other people's heads and shoulders to get to her, and the music is building up, and then they finally get to each other and they're hugging, and then everyone like claps who's in there. I actually got chills and a little bit like welled up in my eyes. I was getting all emotional over it. I'm like, oh my god. Because I was like happy that everybody there was happy for their happiness. What a fucking fairy tale that is, eh? In real life, they'd be like, shut the fuck up! Get a room! Finger bangers! Like, just random shit would be screamed out of that audience. It wouldn't be all lovey-dovey and supportive. Maybe it would. But, I got touched by the sentimental moment. Right? 3 more plates. yay, and then I'm done. It's like the feeling when it's 4:45 p.m. on a work day and you're off at 5. You know you're almost there. Yeah, you can do it. It's time to slowly shut down your computer, put your shit away, go take a piss, get your lunch in the fridge, leftovers, wash your dishes that you may have dirty, soiled during lunch hour. Yeah, you can tell I'm working on office life for a little bit, eh? I mean, I never did that. That's time theft. Don't fucking do that, right? No, I don't think that's bad. I know people who fucking stick around all day at work. That's time theft. Go take a shit for 4 hours. Like, what are you doing? I actually know someone who does that in a workplace, and they do it almost every day and they don't get fired. Which is just crazy to me, because I used to work at a call center. Actually, I used to work at 3 call centers. But the one I'm remembering the most, it was such like a micromanagement of every single minute. And to the point where you would have to explain yourself why you took 7 minutes in the bathrooms. You were on bathroom break and I got the shit, sorry. Like, come on. Ew, don't poop in public. You know what? I'd rather my bowels work when I'm 60 and be able to hold my own than to strain them now, holding it till the end of the day till I get home. That's crazy. I'm sorry. If I got a shit, I got a shit. What you do is as soon as it comes up, you flush. And then you finish up, wipe, and then you just flush again. It's okay to double flush. But you're like, well, people will know. Would you rather people hear the double flush or people smell your shit? You know? So those are like what you gotta weigh. I remember when I was in elementary school, I went to the bathroom. What you do, because usually the stall doors automatically close, you just take a little peek to see if you see feet, and now go to the next one. Well, I saw feet, so I went to the second one, and I use it. I just went pee, and she leaves, I come out, and I realized that later, because my sister told me, it was a girl named Allison, I think, from her class, who went, "Your sister pees really loudly." So fucking since elementary school, I'm like cautious of how loud my pee is. You know what? That's always been something in the back of my head when I'm in a public place and I gotta go. But then I just eventually grew up. I was like, you know what? I fucking gotta go. I gotta go. Let her rip. I'm not holding back for nobody. But I once had a friend who actually claimed that she doesn't poop because she's a girl and girls don't poop. She actually tried fucking saying this to me. And saying, like, she was standing behind that. I'm like, you're insane. That, to have that, like, what is that? A disconnect from reality? It's just fucking, it's putting, like, a false view of yourself. Of course you shit, you're a human. That's just, it's being unable to accept your own flaws. Boom, that's what it is. There you go, therapy for you. Girl, you know who I'm talking about. So, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And hey, don't be ashamed to piss and shit on a public toilet. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Sometimes you gotta hover. Girls, you know what I'm talking about. That's what you do in the bars. Grab the side of the walls and squat. Try not to let anything touch anything. Good luck. Peace.